How many Friday the 13th movies exist? If you are a fan of horror films from the 2000 era, you might be curious about how many movies are in the Friday the 13th franchise. This series has been a staple of horror cinema for many years. It has thrilled audiences with its chilling tales and iconic moments. The franchise kicked off with the original film in 1980. Since then, it has grown into a collection of films that many horror enthusiasts cherish. To answer your question, there are a total of 12 movies in the Friday the 13th series. The first film, Friday the 13th, was released in 1980. It introduced viewers to the eerie setting of Camp Crystal Lake. The film set the stage for what would become a legendary franchise. The sequel, Friday the 13th Part 2, came out in 1981 and featured Jason Voorhees as the main antagonist for the first time. In 1982, Friday the 13th Part 3, 3D was released. This film is notable for its use of three-dimensional effects and marked the moment when Jason donned his iconic hockey mask. The fourth film, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, was released in 1984. It was initially marketed as the last film in the series, but that was not the case. The fifth installment, Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, came out in 1985. This film took a different approach with a unique storyline. Then, in 1986, Jason Lives, Friday the 13th Part V brought Jason back from the dead. The series continued with Friday the 13th Part VII, The New Blood in 1988, featuring a protagonist with telekinetic powers. In 1989, Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan was released, showcasing Jason's rampage in New York City. The ninth film, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, came out in 1993 and introduced a supernatural twist to the series. Jason X, released in 2001, took the horror into space, offering a fresh setting for the franchise. Freddy vs. Jason, released in 2003, was a crossover with the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Finally, the franchise was rebooted with Friday the 13th in 2009. This film reimagined the first for movies, bringing a modern twist to the classic story. The 2009 remake is a great example of how nostalgia for the original films can be updated for a new generation. It combines suspense and horror with a more active and intelligent portrayal of Jason. This film appeals to both longtime fans and newcomers to the franchise. So, there you have it, 12 films in total, each contributing to the legacy of Friday the 13th and keeping the spirit of horror alive for fans everywhere.